So we're currently in the Cubase project, and of course you can use any DAW software for this. And today, like I said, we're going to work on techniques for panning the guitars. And here I have a track of electric guitar that is being recorded prior to the chat, and you can hear how it sounds. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is insert some effects, and I'm going to click this little E button here and open audio channel settings for this particular channel. And with inserts I'm going to add one software modeler. So you can see I have here installed Amplitude 3, Guitar Rig 5, Revolver MK, TH2 Overloud, and Vintage Amp Room. So I can choose, and I don't know, maybe it's a Guitar Rig 5. Most people know how to use it. Let's see, we have guitar amps, we can use components, we can add Coolplex amp. I like this amp. And now the guitar sounds something like this. What I'm going to do is just I increase the volume here and lower down the master output level. Like this, right? And maybe I can insert some of this microphone as well. So okay, it sounds like this, right? And you can notice that it doesn't have too much distortion going on, right? The simplest way is to duplicate this track. When I duplicate it, you can see here we have now two of these. And these are basically just louder. This is going to be left guitar, and this is going to be right guitar. Now what I'm going to do is open up the audio channel settings for this track and remove the Guitar Rig 5. Instead of Guitar Rig 5, on this track I'm going to insert maybe TH2 Overloud, okay? But you can use any software modeler that you have, basically. And this is a standard sounding amp. Let me just hear how it sounds. It's very similar to that. It's super lead, but in this program. And I'm going to add just a little bit of tube screamer as well. Okay, so this is the right track. And now you can hear the left track. Okay, it's a dry track, super lead on the Guitar Rig 5, and on the second channel we have on the right channel we have this guitar. It's a super lead but from overloud, and it has some reverb on it, so it's a bit further away than the left channel track, right, which is dry, which is more in your face. And I'm using the super lead on both software modelers, both Guitar Rig 5 and both TH2 Overloud. But the thing is, when you're using different software modelers, they create different types of sounds. Frequencies are different, a little bit different in Guitar Rig 5, a little bit different in Overloud. So this creates a more richer sound than if you were using only Guitar Rig 5 or only one software model, right? And if we turn on both of the tracks, they will sound like this. there is one more technique that you can use. I'm going to just mute this track for now and leave it up there. So we're back at the square one on the guitar 1 left, which is the guitar rig 5, dry super lead on the left, and now it's in center. The essence of creating a stereo sound is tricking your ear to hear one channel with a little bit of delay than the other channel. So what I'm going to do now is create an FX channel with just a regular delay. And if you have an FX channel, this is basically a send channel inside of the DAW. And I'm going to call this guitar 2 right. Now this channel is now becoming the right channel, and this channel is becoming the left channel. On this channel we have mono delay, we don't have any guitar, but notice what I'm going to do now. I'm going to adjust the delay settings to 20 milliseconds, feedback to 0, so we have one repeat only. I'm going to turn off these filters, so we only need delay, feedback and mix, which will be 100%. What this means is that we're playing only the delayed sound with 20 milliseconds of delay. This is what this channel is serving us for. So now what we will do, we will take this channel and we're going to send it over to the guitar 2 right, which is this channel, right? So now this channel here, guitar 1 left, which is on the left speaker, is being sent to this channel, guitar 2 right. And on this channel the guitar is to the right. And if you remember, this channel is only playing 20 milliseconds of delay of anything you send to him. So now on the left channel we hear this sound, this track, and on the right channel we actually hear this same track but only with the 20 milliseconds of delay. So we create an artificial stereo sound of the guitar. As opposed to this, which is the center sound. Right. So stereo. Okay, there is one more thing about these techniques that I'm going to show you, and it concerns stereo guitars in the proper way, the way that it's supposed to be recorded. So all this is basically creating artificial effect, stereo effect, and this is how to create a proper effect. Now I have here two separate tracks of the same riff, and I'm going to just play this first one so you can hear it. This is the Guitar Rig 5 one. Okay, and on the second channel we have another version of the riff. So this is the pre-recorded riff. The riff are already recorded prior to this session, and it's the same riff as this one, but there are small differences in the sound. Notice if I zoom in, you can see that the timing is a bit different on these, because I was playing two hands and I cannot play it perfectly. But this is exactly the thing we need: an unperfect second take of the same riff, so we can place it in stereo. And if we place this unperfect riff in stereo, it will sound much better than we use the same riff and artificially create a stereo image, right? So I'm going to place this first guitar in left as once again, and the second guitar in right, and on the second channel I'm going to add overloud once again. So we have tube screamer as a booster. I like to use it. And now if you play this track, now if you play both of these tracks together, now this is a true stereo image of the guitars. The one thing that you can do is compress these guitars a bit. And since these are basically two mono channels, right? You can group them in the group channel track, which is stereo. And now what I'm going to do is send these two channels to group 1, which is here, and call this stereo guitars. So now if you play it, both of these tracks are being sent to this group. Now I can basically use one fader for both of these tracks together, right, in the mix. Now what we can do is add a vintage warmer, which is a compressor, and you can add basically any type of compressor, a heavy rhythm guitar track, and let's hear it with vintage warmer. And vintage warmer is added on both of these tracks because they're being sent to this group. Once you get them into the mix, you will tend to lower down the drive. So I can increase the drive for now. Like this. So this is the way to actually make your guitars sound in stereo. I hope you liked it. And if you remember, we only started with this. Okay, so this is it basically. This is it, boss. Thanks for being in the chat. This is a small tip from me of how to create the stereo guitars. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you on the next session. Thanks for being in, and bye.